You are listening to the Fringe Radio Network. FringeRadioNetwork.com.
You're listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Earth Oddity, the number one podcast in your heart and your mind and your soul. We thank you for joining us for another week of outstanding and weird news stories and / witty banner. I am John. I'm joined by my co-host Tiny here. How are you, Tiny?
Doing fine. Hope everybody's doing well.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing great. I got a few pretty awesome stories. I got several. I hadn't even narrowed down which ones I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to go straight off the cuff here. But I got a couple of Florida mans. One's got an Alabama man.
Too. Alabama man.
Yeah, the famous cousin of Florida man.
I feel like the Alabama man there's a media bias against him, so he don't get in the news as much.
No, not at all. And this doesn't have to do with Alabama giving $26 million back to that dude who donated it to our law school. Have you heard all about that?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he came out and talked. We don't need to get into it about the abortion law.
Oh, okay.
And Alabama announced they were returning his donation money, but Alabama says he was trying to tell us what to do with this money he donated to us, and we don't want to put up with him anymore. So
now, was that money to the university?
Yeah, it was to the law school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because does the University of Alabama Law School have an official position on the abortion law?
No, the University of Alabama has no bearing. They don't pass laws.
Yeah, so why is he mad at the University of Alabama? Because
I think he was just saying, don't be sending your kids there, as a boycott, because Alabama is.
Regardless how the university feels about politics in Alabama.
Well, we know universities are traditionally conservative and aligned with the Republican Party. As a former student at Alabama, I could say that's true, of course, yes.
Oh, yeah, they got Fox News playing
all the time,
24/7 in the student lounge.
Yes, but anyways, but that's not the Alabama man I'm talking about, which actually Mr. Culverhouse is from Florida. His dad graduated from Alabama. His son, the one who they took the money back with, never went to Alabama, but his kids did, I think. But yeah, his dad used to own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy is lecturing everybody else from his multi-billion-dollar mansion and stuff about how we need to live. But that's fine, more power to him.
Right.
Got your name taken off the law school, that's all I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I'm just being facetious. So, do you have any good stories today?
Yes. I have a Florida man story myself.
Ooh.
And also, we have an Indiana candle company that has sparked some outrage. You got to try hard, I feel like, when you own a candle company to spark some outrage.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. I have some breaking news, though. I forgot. I was going to lead out with this, and I got so sidetracked, as often happens. I unfollowed the Fringe Radio Network on Instagram because it has never followed us back again on Instagram.
Well, hey.
I also noticed they hadn't posted anything since 2017, so they may have lost the password to it. But I wanted to get out ahead of the story before it hit. There's really nothing wrong with our relationship with the Fringe Radio Network. I know in the podcasting community it probably made some waves to see that happen. No, there's no problems with it. I mean, but if you're not following me back, I'm not following you. That's just the rules, okay?
Right.
That's just the rules.
And we'll tell you the same thing. We will tell you like we told TMZ. If you want us to follow you, you got to follow us back.
Yeah, you got to follow us back. I mean, that's just the rules. That's the Instagram rules, okay?
Yeah. Unless you're somebody super famous or somebody super weird and we just want to keep tabs on you.
Yeah, but just about everyone who follows us, I either know personally or know they listen to the show or they're like another podcast we've been on and stuff like that. So, yeah. So I just wanted to apologize publicly to the Fringe Radio Network for unlinking our social media. Now, when I see that you follow us back, I mean, I'm right in there and I'm following you.
Yes.
I mean, instantly, pretty much. I mean, as instantly as I check Instagram on the Earth Oddity page, which is maybe twice a week. So, yeah, just want to get out ahead of that story because I know it'll be breaking. It's probably already hit some blogs on the internet.
Well, do you want to kick us off or you want me to start off?
Yeah, man, let me go.
Since you did that, okay.
Yeah, let me go. I will go right here with, do you enjoy coffee?
I do. I love coffee.
I got some good news for you.
All right,
Yeah.
hit me with it.
This comes from Fox News, America's trusted news source, the University of Alabama's favorite news source. Drinking coffee, even 25 cups a day, is not bad for your heart, new study says.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
Now, it might wreak havoc on your bladder.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not bad for your heart.
yes, and I'd just like to say, you may want to pick up cocaine if you're drinking 25 cups of coffee a day.
And it's still not doing it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not getting your boost, let's just go ahead and try cocaine. All right, coffee lovers rejoice. A new study published Monday states that coffee isn't as bad for the human heart as previously thought. Researchers with the William Harvey Research Institute at Queen Mary University of London said they debunked previous studies that claimed drinking coffee, even up to 25 cups a day, would stiffen arteries. I don't know how you're getting down 25 cups in a day.
I was about to say, I feel like I drink a lot of coffee, but I rarely drink over 2 cups.
I'm
Sometimes 3 cups.
I'm a standard 2 cups.
Yeah.
I mean, and if somebody like brews one up late in the day at the office, I'll probably get one. But standard 2 cups is what I'm rolling with.
I usually do 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So
I just go 2 in the morning just to get them down. Despite the huge popularity of coffee worldwide, different reports could put people off from enjoying it. Whilst we can't prove a causal link in this study, our research indicates coffee isn't as bad for the arteries as previous studies would suggest, Dr. Kenneth Fung, who led the data analysis on the research, said. So they analyzed more than 8,000 people in the UK, and the study divided people into 3 groups depending on coffee consumption. Fung said that while the study did include people who drank up to 25 cups per day, the average amount of coffee participants drank was 5 cups a day.
Okay.
That's a little more reasonable. We would like to study these people more closely in our future work so that we can help to advise safe limits, he said, of those who drank the latter. Now, I would say if you're already declaring 25 is cool, that's a safe limit. I mean,
That's a good point.
yeah. So there's a professor. His name is, I don't even know if I can pronounce this, Metin Avakarian, who's an associate medical director with the British Heart Foundation that they help fund the study. Said there are several conflicting studies saying different things about coffee, and it could be difficult to filter what we should believe and what we shouldn't. Nice pun with the use of filter, by the way.
I noticed that about everything. They're the days when we get a study and we can all rely on that. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be 2 weeks that there's going to be another study
That comes out.
that comes out saying it is bad for you.
I've been told at least 50 times in my life that eggs are good for me and eggs are bad for me.
That's true.
I have no idea what eggs are doing to my body. I just keep eating them because I don't care about my body. But
And I don't know if it's the egg lobby that's behind all
big
like
egg.
the egg.
You
is
talking about
good.
big egg? Yeah.
Or the bacon lobby trying
True.
to shame eggs.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
But yeah, I mean, so anyways, so this professor goes on to say that the results will hopefully put some of the media reports in perspective as it rules out one of the potential detrimental effects of coffee on our arteries. So live it up, coffee drinkers. I mean, I would just start snorting the grounds straight off the kitchen counter in the morning. Just get it going, you know?
Yeah.
Let's just mainline this stuff and get it rocking and rolling here. But I have trouble believing there's somebody out there drinking 25 cups of coffee a day.
That's impressive.
Yeah, right. How much is a cup? 8 ounces?
I was about to say, I've always thought 12, but
No, I don't think so.
no, not
I think it's 8 ounces.
okay.
I think 8 ounces in a cup.
Well, you know what? I drink more coffee than I thought because my little Keurig has a 14-ounce setting.
Oh, so you're
that I
kicking it up.
typically go with.
All right.
So
Well, your arteries are okay.
if I drink one of those in the morning and one of those in the afternoon, does that make me a 4-cup-a-day guy?
I guess so.
Wow.
You're getting on
Okay.
up there. If only we
should
had
have had me
the
in the
internet
study.
to see how many ounces were in a cup. Or, I don't know. They're all in the whole metric system. They make
That's
it,
true.
How many liters or milliliters are in a cup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But anyways, 25 cups.
That's your limit.
It's impressive. That's if you get to 25, just stop there, and clean your house and probably organize your filing cabinet and everything else.
And if you can get to 25 cups in a Starbucks,
yeah.
I would like to borrow some money.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah, that's
You got some money if you're sitting in a
Yeah.
Starbucks and you walk up to the counter and they're like, "You had enough? It's time for you to
we're
leave."
cutting you off. You get cut off at the coffee bar, you've done something.
When you've run up a $200 tab at your local
Right.
Starbucks.
Yes. And you're just like amped up, just shaking and all, excited for life and talking to everybody.
Like walk outside the parking lot and you just chunk your keys as far as you can and take off running.
That's right. Yeah. So just do cocaine, people. I mean, it's much safer for you, right? People have been using it for centuries. We're fine, right? Yeah. I mean, except for the 80s and all the people who've been addicted to it and died. But I mean, it's okay. People are addicted to coffee. They all die too. So you telling me 25 cups a day guy ain't going to die one day? Well, let's live it up with a party drug.
I would recommend anyone interested in cocaine to just go look at the lives of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
And,
they were super rich. Right.
It's
So
sobering.
you're convincing me. Keep talking. Let's go. They lived like lavish lifestyles. Yeah. Okay. This is working. She sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. All right. Yeah. I'm going to go pick up a sack today. Yeah. I like it. Thanks, Tiny. You convinced me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
True. Right. It's all about perspective.
There you go.
I mean, dying in the bathtub's not so bad when you think about it. There's a lot of worse ways to go.
What would be the worst way to go?
Ooh, burning alive to me.
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Number one. I think drowning would be bad too, but I'm an excellent swimmer. Excellent.
Right.
But burning alive has always been the way I don't want to go.
Yeah, I used to think, people used to say, would you rather, burn alive or freeze to death? And I always used to think freezing to death would be worse.
Yeah.
But then here a couple years back when I caught my leg on fire, I was like,
Changed
what?
that mind real quick.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, maybe freezing's not so bad. I would think maybe burning alive, pretty quickly you singe your nerves or whatever, and you go into shock and you don't feel it. Once you hit hypothermia, though, there's still some time that you're going to be, doing, you get hypothermia, you do stupid stuff like take your clothes off and all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, don't you also get tired? Do you want to go to sleep?
Maybe.
And I mean, who doesn't want to die in their sleep?
Maybe. Well, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, my wife doesn't want me to die in my sleep. We've covered that before. She forced me to get a CPAP. So,
Yeah.
I'll be alive when I die, apparently.
All right. Well, we've dwelt on this. We've talked about cocaine enough. Let's move on.
We have. I got another story with it in there too. Don't worry, we'll bringing it back
We'll circle
around.
back.
This is just foreshadowing for later.
John, have you ever stole something?
I don't know the statute of limitations on some of the things I've done, so I'm just no comment.
Gotcha.
I stole my wife's heart, by the way.
There you go.
Boom.
Well, what is the biggest thing that someone has ever stolen?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe like a ship.
Yeah, because there was a dude that
Pirates, bro.
Pirates have stolen ships.
Okay,
yeah,
boom. I had a great answer there.
Our next story is about Russians who stole a bridge.
Okay. All right.
Crafty Russian thieves steal entire bridge without anyone noticing for months.
Wow.
Let's get straight into this.
Nobody noticed for months.
Apparently, no one drives out this way.
Methods are on another level in Russia.
Maybe they don't need a bridge here. Anyway, it says, now you've heard of bikes, cars, and even parts being stolen by thieves to make a quick buck. But how about an entire bridge? International news outlets report that locals noticed the sudden disappearance of an overpass just outside the abandoned settlement of, and give me a break here,
Come on.
Akatabraskaya,
Nailed it.
roughly 100 miles south of Murmansk.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they say that this was a sudden disappearance. That's going to take some convincing
Right.
that suddenly an entire bridge was gone. But there's
a scrapyard in Russia that's got a whole bridge in it, you know?
It says located in a desolate area near the border of Finland in the Arctic region, the bridge was crucial crossing for the Umbra River and was formerly an active railway crossing. Russian authorities launched a criminal investigation into the disappearance of the nearly, get this, 62-ton, 75-foot span.
Wow.
Rumor has it that the bridge was dismantled by metal thieves for scrap,
Told you, meth heads.
which is an apparent issue throughout the region.
Yeah, I know my meth heads when I hear about them.
Photos of the bridge began circulating in mid-May on Russian social media site VK, which showed that the span had collapsed into the river. Roughly 10 days later, on May 26, more photos surfaced of the bridge showing that the rubble had randomly disappeared without a trace.
Okay.
Now, at this point in the article was when I thought, well, maybe the bridge just fell down, and that's when the meth heads went to work.
Yeah, right.
But it says here that locals believe the span's collapse and total disappearance was not an act of nature. Quote, natural phenomena could not bring down the bridge, the captions to the photos read on VK. Even if you bring in an icebreaker, then it's strange that the lower road bridge nearby wasn't knocked over. More likely, metal workers pulled the structure down into the water, and then there they slowly took it apart into scrap pieces. And over these 10 days while they were at work, no one thought to go check on this.
Hey, what's that noise over there by the river? Yeah. You guys hear like a bunch of torches and all that going on? Grinders?
Says that the bridge was originally used to transport lime for a rare earth ore processing plant in the area, but was decommissioned when the business filed for bankruptcy in 2007. Since then, the bridge's steel rail tracks were removed while the rest of the bridge remained. Now, this is quite possibly the factoid of the entire article.
Okay.
It says, amazingly, according to supplementing reports, the bridge theft has cost its owner around 600,000 rubles.
Wow.
Would you like to guess how much that is in dollars?
45. I'm not good at conversion rates.
You're not far off. $9,201.
Wow.
That's how much this bridge owner lost.
Wow.
On this bridge.
How, man, I didn't know the dollar was that strong or the ruble was that weak.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Wow.
Russian bridge thieves, man.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Hats off.
Good job.
That's sticking with the plan, carrying it out. You had a goal, and it was probably to fund your crystal meth habit.
That's like Ocean's 11.
True.
Or
yeah.
What's the Russian
Ocean
word
11 teeth.
Yes, I was say, what's the Russian word for 11?
I have no idea.
I wish I knew it.
I didn't take Russian in high school. Surprisingly, in rural West Alabama, they didn't teach Russian. They taught French naturally. Right?
Here in rural Alabama, we take French.
Right. Why do they teach us French? I mean, it helps out with like Cajuns and stuff. Every once in a while I throw a word out I know, but yeah.
Well, it's because in Alabama we're so cultured.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why we teach our, redneck Alabama kids French.
Like French is like the romance language or whatever. You hear like a bunch of like rednecks like bonjour, je m'appelle Jean, we butcher it up pretty bad. Yeah. So,
then as soon as school's over, we're like screaming at the Latino family down the laundromat because for some reason we think if we talk louder, they'll suddenly understand English.
Are you through with this dryer?
Yes.
We can't communicate. Yeah, that's 100% true.
Because when you don't speak their language, you just yell your language louder,
Yes.
and then somehow they'll understand that.
Of course. And extremely slowly,
Yes.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Alabama for you. And I have another Alabama story here, an Alabama man story. Are we ready?
We're ready.
This is from AL.com, everybody's most trusted Alabama news source and most roasted on Facebook, any article they put up. Shout out to my buddy Madison Underwood who writes for them. He didn't write this article, but I love seeing him getting roasted on out. You know, like any article he puts up, it's like, this is liberal media, daggum, you know. And I'm like, yes, Madison, that's great. Good for you.
I love AL.com
I do
personally.
too. I love it. I love the comments. I just enjoy it. Which, by the way, probably my proudest social media moment was they put an article up a year or two ago about Harriet Tubman when they announced Harriet Tubman was going to be on the $20 bill. And I like saw it immediately when they put it up. It's like perfect timing. I commented. I was like maybe the second comment, and I just put, I'm just here for the racist, to read the racist comments. And I got like 400 likes on it. And it was really one of my most proud moments. So I have a shot of it on my personal Instagram. If anybody ever wants to check it out, you can find me on Instagram. Okay, so man wearing only underwear allegedly bites man's ear off in Crenshaw County.
I didn't know Mike Tyson came to Alabama.
Well, he does live that was Evander Holyfield, but that's from Atlanta.
That was who lost his ear.
Yeah, that's who lost his ear. Yeah, maybe Tyson's just taking a road trip.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Was this
doing the whole barbecue tour?
Was this the Hangover 5 or whatever?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. I don't know how many hangovers there are, but I've only seen one. All right, so talk about biting the hand that feeds you, or in this case, the ear. A man dressed only in his underwear allegedly bit an elderly man's ear off Wednesday after the victim tried to help him after a wreck in Crenshaw County.
Dang.
Yeah, the Crenshaw County Sheriff's Office could not immediately be reached to verify the report. So who knows? Fake news. It could be fake
It could
news.
be fake.
Thanks, Madison.
It is AL.com.
That's right. Johnny Ray Wilson Jr. of Rutledge wrecked his vehicle, which became submerged in a creek, authorities told the Alabama News Network.
Man, he's got a serial killer name, too.
Yeah. You talking about Johnny Ray Wilson Jr.?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny Ray? Yeah. He's been in some trouble in his life. An elderly man went to help out Wilson, who had been flagging down cars at the side of the wreck. That's when Wilson allegedly jumped into the elderly victim's truck, bit his face, and bit the victim's ear off, Montgomery NBC affiliate WSFA reported.
Dang, like a vampire.
Yeah. Citing Crenshaw County Sheriff Terry Mears. The victim was airlifted to UAB Hospital, and Wilson is being held in the Crenshaw County Jail without bond. So that's methed up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean,
surely the guy wasn't in his right mind when he did that.
Had to not be.
Golly, that's just... I cannot imagine just driving past a wreck and then a dude just in his underwear, mind you, climbs into the car and starts biting you.
Yes. Well,
keep your doors locked, people.
We're Baptists. We go to church, and we all know the story of the Good Samaritan. And now you know why the guys pass by, okay? Because stuff like this happens, all right? They've been painted in a really bad light all these years, and now we know how this happened. Don't ever try to do anything good for anybody, people, okay? Yeah. That's the number one lesson you should learn from that. So, yeah, because you go to help a person. And the thing, it's like Paw, too, He's like... lived his whole life, probably was at D-Day or whatever. Now, maybe that's a little too old. Maybe fought in Vietnam or Korea. He's seen a lot of stuff in his life, and he's just coming over to help you out because he's a good citizen. And that's what we have in Alabama, good people that'll help somebody out in their underwear after flipping their car in the creek, and he gets his ear bit off.
Golly.
Yeah. It's tough.
Man.
It's tough.
And, we have cell phones now.
Yeah.
So,
well, you think Pawpaw's got out his cricket phone or whatever to try to call 911? He ain't worried about that.
I don't want to encourage anyone not to help anybody.
Yeah.
But you can call someone, and we've got people on the payroll that we're paying tax dollars to support.
Yeah.
Who will come and take care of this.
They may call.
They may.
We are paying tax dollars.
That's true.
Yeah, but I would have been right up in there trying to help him too. I would have gotten my ear bit off, and I have large ears. So
because you want to get in Boy's life.
That's right. I wanted to be in Boy's life for saving him. I would have been like, man, get back in that car in the creek. I'm going to pull you out. Come on. Here's 20. Slide it in your underwear pan.
Random kid walking by. Hold my cell phone and video. Record this.
You video this. Okay, here's 20. Keep your mouth shut. Tweet this to Boy's Life, okay? Yeah, so I would have gotten my ear bit off too.
Yeah.
Me and Pawpaw, the old one-ear bandit. So, let that be a lesson to you listeners out there. Never do anything good for anyone standing on the side of the road in their underwear.
Maybe he'll get like a bionic ear now that's better than the one he had to start with.
I think they call those hearing aids.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like a RoboCop ear.
like an Inspector Gadget ear, like
Yes.
comes out of his head.
Go Gadget ear.
Yeah.
It's like a microphone that comes out of his head. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, maybe so.
All right. Well, Florida man calls 911 to brag after fleeing a traffic stop.
Okay. That's mighty bold.
This caller, he's quoted as saying, like, what do we pay you guys for? Like, I've driven past 4 cops, y'all.
Exactly. You get what you pay for. It's exactly what we're talking about.
A St. Augustine man likely would have gotten away with ducking a traffic stop if he hadn't called 911 to brag about it, authorities said.
Yeah.
Nicholas Carlman Jones, 19, was behind the wheel of a white Hyundai. Was that Elantra? That's
Yeah,
Elantra.
I think it's called an Elantra. I'm not familiar with luxury cars.
It was stopped on May 4th on West King Street for a tail light infraction, according to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. But as a deputy approached the Hyundai, again, it's a Hyundai.
Is it Hyundai or Hyundai?
I don't know. I thought
Just
it was
keep
Hyundai.
saying Hyundai because I think you're wrong, but I think it'd be funny if you are right and I'm wrong.
Okay.
We need to clarify. We should just like have someone we could call.
If only there was
like,
a
how
way
many
we
ounces
could
are in a cup?
immediately check to see what's the right
No reason to.
pronunciation.
That's what I'd say. Like we just need a person.
I'm going to finish this article, and then we're going to check it.
Or have like a phone a friend is what we need. You know, like somebody we can just call. Gabe should be that person. Like, me and you and maybe like 5 people know.
If I ever got on Millionaire, I don't know if I would list Gabe as
that would be
my
amazing
friend.
TV. Like you want to go viral, that's who you call.
That's true.
You know,
if you're not in it for the bucks, but the fame,
like
there you
wouldn't
go.
it be perfect? Like you get a question about like the Earth's circumference or something,
Oh man!
and you call
And
it.
he's immediately like, "All that stuff's not real.
That's right.
That's fake.
That's all fake. The Earth is flat. And you'd be like, boom, here we are.
All that is for the Antichrist and the beast to trick everybody into believing the Earth's not round."
We love you, Gabe. Just want to let you know, man. I'm just trying to push your buttons, man. I love you. I love you 100%. Tiny's the one being mean about this, okay? It's definitely not me, and I think you're great. And I want you to come on the podcast. We actually had a request in the Facebook group to have like a conspiracy segment.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone better.
No, I can't either.
Out of everyone.
Because we want someone educated.
Right.
Someone
absolutely.
well-read.
Yes. Who's like watched a ton of YouTube videos and all of that. That's what you need in a conspiracy expert, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not even being jokingly saying that. That's 100% what you need. Anyways, Hyundai.
Anyway.
Hyundai. You say Hyundai, I say Hyundai. No, you say Hyundai, I say Hyundai.
Well, anyway, it's the vehicle did a burnout and he sped away out of sight.
Oh, great.
And that's where the story might have ended, but the driver dialed 911 an hour later to deliver what was as much a confession as it was a humble brag. Mm-hmm. And that's where he says, like, what do we guys pay you for? Wondered the caller, who identified himself as the driver who ran from a deputy. Like, I've driven past 4 cops. After some spirited back and forth, I really wish I could hear what that back and forth was.
I would too. Like, this should release that audio.
I would love to know that. The conversation ended, but not before investigators zeroed in on the caller's phone number and traced it to Jones, according to his arrest report. Turns out that Jones owns a white Honda, or Hyundai, and whose tag number was 1 digit off the vehicle seen fleeing the traffic stop earlier that day. So whoever jotted it down, I guess, they were off one number.
Right.
And they're like, this is the guy.
You think I could go to the dash cam for that kind of
You would
stuff,
think.
but whatever.
He also had a warrant out for his arrest. So, man, 2 birds with one stone.
Don't go messing with the law when you got a warrant. That's the cardinal rule right there.
Deputies tracked down the vehicle the next day, where they took Jones into custody and they questioned him about the 911 call. You know, I bet that deputy was like, who's stupid now?
That's right. He knocks on his door. He's like, that deputy's just like waiting for him to open it up. It's probably the best moment of his life.
A deputy noted that Jones was still amused about it. The cop had no right to stop me, he told deputies. I saw him.
Of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw him turn on his lights and sirens, and he was going to stop, but I didn't want to. But the joke might have been on Jones, as a deputy explained to him investigators didn't have his correct tag. They only figured it out once he played the 911 call.
That's right.
I.e., you would have gotten away with this if you just shut your mouth.
Yeah, if you weren't dumb and like antagonized the cops, because we all know they really love that.
That's funny, so I told on myself, he replied, later adding, no cop can catch me in my Hyundai Elantra. The thing is fast.
So I don't know about luxury cars, like I said.
Jones was booked into the St. Johns County Jail on charges of fleeing or attempting to elude police, misuse of 911, and violating probation. Jail logs show he remains in custody without bond.
Oh,
so
they didn't even give him a bond.
No,
I guess because he had a warrant too. So yeah.
Well, they knew if they let him out, they couldn't catch him.
Couldn't catch him.
He got
to wait for him to call in.
Hyundai Elantra.
Well, that's tough luck for that guy.
I know.
You know, I have a side of me that roots for criminals. You know,
that's well documented on the podcast.
Right. You know, I mean, I just feel like, you know, unless you're doing something heinous and stuff, something like that. Yeah, man, that's a great getaway. Fine. You just had a busted taillight, you know, fix it or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're doing stuff like this, you deserve to get caught. You deserve to get put in jail without bond. And, you know, you deserve everything that's coming for you.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to play with fire, you might get burnt. That's just the way it goes. I believe the more popular colloquialism, which I can't say that word right, is do the crime, you got to pay the time. You know? So
don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah, something like that. So I even screwed that up. So let's move on. And I've realized I'm not going to have a Florida man story. I hate to disappoint our listeners, but my next two stories are from Canada and the Canada of the South, Louisiana. So this one comes out of Ottawa, the Ottawa Citizen.
Okay.
Very respected news source up there. And
it's no AL.com.
No.
But it's still very respected.
I think Canadians are too polite to like, you know, just like talk about a author's family and everything else. So
yeah.
The headline reads, "Dodgeball isn't just problematic, it's an unethical tool of oppression."
Man.
So the moral problem is that dodgeball encourages students to aggressively single out others for dominance and to enjoy that dominance as victory. So, I don't know. Were you a big fan of dodgeball?
Oh, yeah. I love dodgeball. We actually play it.
We play it at church.
On Sunday nights. Yeah, during game time.
Yes. That just gives us a chance to hit the kids with them. But that's neither here nor there. I love dodgeball. When I was in school, we called it murder ball, yes. By the way. And then we had to change the name.
Then it got changed to sting ball.
Yeah,
it was still sting ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still murder ball to me.
Right.
I always called it murder ball. So the article reads, "The games children play in schoolyards are famously horrible if you stop and think about them. Tag, for example, singles out one poor participant, often the slowest child, as the dehumanized it, who runs vainly in pursuit of the quicker ones. Capture the flag is nakedly militaristic. British Bulldog has obvious jingoistic colonial themes."
I don't even know what that means.
Yes. I don't even know what British Bulldog is. I thought it was a tag team from the WWF when I was growing up, you know?
Yeah.
There's also, it says there's another one known in America as Buttzzzzz.
Okay, now that
you kids are playing some weird games, all right?
Are they sure about that? Because that really sounds more like a French game to me.
That involves deliberate imposition of corporal punishment on losers. But none rouse the passions of reform-minded educational progressives quite like dodgeball, the team sport in which players throw balls at each other trying to hit their competitors and banish them to the sidelines of shame.
Oh, my goodness.
When the Canadian Society for the Study of Education meets in Vancouver at the Congress of Humanities and Social Sciences, I just want to say that sounds like a big nerd fest. A trio of education theorists will argue that dodgeball is not only problematic in the modern sense of displaying hierarchies of privilege based on athletic skill, but that it is outright miseducative. Dodgeball is not just unhelpful to the development of kind and gentle children who will become decent citizens of a liberal democracy, it is actively harmful to the process, they say. Dodgeball, simply put, is a tool of oppression.
Okay.
It is not saved because some kids like it, according to an abstract for the presentation led by Joy Butler, professor of curriculum and pedagogy at the University of British Columbia. I don't know if I said pedagogy right, but I feel like that's right.
Again, I don't know what that is.
I got concussed playing dodgeball a lot.
I'm operating on a standard diploma over here. I don't know what that is.
As we consider the potential of physical education to empower students by engaging them in the critical and democratic practices, we conclude that the hidden curriculum offered by dodgeball is antithetical to this project, even when it reflects the choices of the strongest and most agile students. It reads, this hidden curriculum in dodgeball is far more nefarious than their average gym class runaround. Dodgeball is miseducative because it reinforces the 5 faces of oppression as defined by the late Iris Marion Young. I'm sure you're familiar with her, a social and political theorist from the University of Chicago. Those faces are marginalization, powerlessness, and helplessness of those perceived as weaker individuals through the exercise of violence and dominance by those who are considered more powerful. Ms. Young lists of these fundamental types of oppression also includes exploitation and cultural domination. The audience for this argument is primarily teachers, including gym teachers, who are identified as part of the problem for not acting on values they otherwise understand and claim to hold. So this article goes on for a while. I mean, it's just
I was about to say, when do we have to finish this?
It's a straight up nerd fest of an article. Okay?
Okay, look, again, I'm just standard diploma over here. Do you think maybe they just thought about this too much?
I think so.
I mean,
okay, I got a theory here, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Right. I'm as unathletic as they come. All my children are not athletic. I passed out no athletic DNA. I'm not athletic.
I don't think kids should be forced to play it.
No.
If a kid doesn't want to play dodgeball,
right,
he shouldn't be mocked.
No.
He shouldn't have to play.
Well, he's going to get mocked.
He's going to
Kids
get
are
mocked.
mean. Yeah,
Not
right.
by me.
Yeah, my kids maybe. Hudson probably. But here's what I think. I think the people that have came up with this idea were the ones that were just getting dominated in dodgeball growing up and were like, man, this is no fun, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of learning how to catch the ball, you know, which is what I mainly did. I didn't have like a super strong arm or anything. I was good at dodging and I became good at catching. I adapted so I could catch and get somebody back in.
Yeah, if you're playing by Carroll's Creek rules, there's a lot of ways you can succeed in dodgeball. You don't have to just be fast.
Right.
Or just throw the ball hard.
Right.
You know, you can, like you said, you can catch the ball and get somebody out that way.
Yeah.
Or if you're faster, you can dodge it and get someone out that way. And if you can, I mean, if you're not good at throwing the ball, you don't have to throw the ball. You just catch it.
You feed the balls to the people who are good at throwing the ball. It's teamwork, baby.
Right.
You know. But I've gotten nailed in the head with dodgeball so many times in my life.
That's why we don't play them with baseball. That's why
right.
we use
the softer ones. Yeah.
Not softballs like, you know.
Like fast pitch girls. That would be pretty awesome, though.
that would be.
But I was saying, man, I think you're reading way too much into dodgeball.
Agreed.
Know? And, you know, maybe you want to tell kids, like, hey, let's not try to nail the guy that's no good in the face, you know, like, let's go nipples down, you know, you know, like core of the body, you're fine.
And also, let's not, you know, put all the strong kids on one team and all the weak kids on the
Even
others.
Teams.
You get 2 kids as your team captains, and you let them pick. And then then
whoever's at the end's oppressed and feels left out and all.
Well,
that.
I was going to say, you know, as the game goes on, if the game is a little, it seems like it's kind of, you know, favors one team, you know, switch it up a little.
You move somebody,
yeah,
right.
You're, as an adult, you know, you can do that.
Right.
So.
And I'm not one of these, like, we're making our kids weak and all. I'm not one of these guys. I'm just saying, like, over, you know, that general, like, our daggone participation trophy generation. I'm not one of those guys at all. But I will say, like,
comments.
Yeah, I will say that this seems a little much. All right.
Right.
And hey, maybe if you're a PE teacher and you're like, it's time to play dodgeball, and everybody in your class is like, I don't want to play dodgeball, then you figure out something else to play. But if everybody's like, yeah, that's how we were.
Oh,
we'd be
love
like
dodgeball.
chanting like murder ball, murder ball, murder ball. And Coach Wright would walk out, and he'd be like, we're going to play murder ball. And everybody would be like, yeah. It was amazing. And we would do it. But for if you have a bunch of kids that don't like it, then don't play it, and establish some ground rules and teach people how to win with class and lose with class and move on with your life. I was saying, man, if you're 11 years old, I have two 11-year-olds living with me, and you have gotten hit with a dodgeball for 4 years or whatever in elementary school, and you're a grown up and that's still affecting you, then maybe there are underlying issues outside of dodgeball. I mean, I'm just saying, because, I got put out in dodgeball. I was not great. I mean, I probably, 1 year in Little League, I had like one hit all year long, like the whole season, And I mean, I turned out, I wouldn't say well adjusted, but I don't have like horrible problems either, outside of self-inflicted ones. So anyways, I think dodgeball is good. I think Canada is on the wrong track here. Right. Just that's laying that out there for our Canadian listeners.
I'm curious, what is if they don't like dodgeball or British Bulldog or any of this other stuff? Right. I'm assuming, I'm going to go on a limb and say they don't like Red Rover either.
I don't know.
What do they suggest we play in place of that?
I have no idea. They don't even like tag, Yeah. I mean,
because the slow kid might be it.
Yeah. But it's the funnest part of being in tag, Yeah. Like that was always my favorite part. Let me be it. I don't care if I don't ever catch you because I'm it. You're all going to run away from me whenever I come. I have all the power, Yeah. So I don't get it.
I mean,
I don't know.
Anyway.
Man. Yeah, all my kids do is like Zumba and stupid stuff at school and like play basketball now. So
they tried to teach me this one game last Sunday called Mother May I. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah. That's basically Simon Says, right?
Well,
in reverse.
It was like, the way I understood it, and I probably didn't understand it right because there was 3 kids trying to tell me 3 different sets of rules for the same game.
That's tough.
But it was like red light, green light. But you could only walk forward if the person who was the mother told you could.
Yeah, something
But they could just as easily say no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or tell you to go back.
Yeah.
And then you had to ask, can I take 3 big steps or can I take, 10 baby steps or whatever? And it was still up to the person standing on the other side of the field, yes or no.
Right.
So I'm like, well, if you're that person, why don't you just say no every single time, and no one gets you? And of course, they would tell me, I would say, can I take 3 baby steps? And they were like, yeah. Well, I would just take 3 huge steps, and because I'm like a monster baby,
Well, I'll just say I'm intrigued by the game they described as Butts Up, and I'm gonna try to play it with Deidre tonight, just see how it goes. She's like, hey.
Let me know who wins.
Yeah, let's play a little Butts Up, So, anyways, shame on you, Canada. Nerds in Canada.
I hope there's a Bud Light commercial in the future where these guys are going, Buttzzzzz.
Buttzzzzz. Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk. Continuing on this line of thought of outrage, let's talk about this Indiana company.
Okay.
Who has sparked outrage with an unscented Ohio candle.
Okay. Unscented Ohio candle.
That's what it is.
All right.
An Indiana company is raising the ire of its neighbors in the Buckeye State with its marketing of an unscented Ohio candle with the description, not much to see, not much to do.
Okay.
Clever.
That is clever.
The candle is being sold online by Fort Wayne company Simple Nature. Cleveland.com reports Ohio State Tourism Agency Director Linda Milhalik took burnt umbrage at the description.
Oh.
Man, that's, burnt umbrage.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah. That was my favorite crayon, by the way.
Yes. Lydia on Wednesday came up with a list of Ohio scents that people might enjoy, including summer breezes at Marblehead on the lake, wild hyacinth, I'm assuming that's a flower,
Yeah.
at Hocking Hills State Park, and stadium mustard at Cleveland's Progressive Field.
Oh, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I was going to say vomit and bourbon at the Horseshoe for Ohio State. Okay.
Simple Nature owner Derek Miles Taylor says he's a one-person company and acknowledges he might be projecting his insecurities of being a Hoosier on Ohio.
It all comes out in the end.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know about basketball. College basketball is like the most boring sport in the world. But college football, Indiana's been dominated for forever, I think, by Ohio State. So, yeah, maybe he's a little mad. So.
right.
But, yeah. Tough look for Ohio, though.
You know what? If you're a one-person candle company, I would think that this would probably be good for you.
Yeah. Oh, this publicity out the wazoo. And, like people in Michigan are buying it and like mailing them to their Ohio friends and all that. So he did. He's pretty smart here.
He did
for sure.
good.
Yeah.
He did good.
Kudos to this guy. We need to get him on the Earth Oddity marketing team. See what he can do for us. Yeah. So, I mean, I hate it for you, Ohio, but I guess you probably, we're from Alabama. People make fun of Alabama all the time.
Really?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. So, I mean, sooner or later, you just get used to it.
I don't know if you've looked at the internet lately, but we're basically the worst state
Oh, yeah.
in the country.
We're the butt of every joke on the internet. And Saturday Night Live, too.
Especially here lately.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know if y'all know this, but we hate women.
No, we absolutely
and we try,
do.
we actively try to murder people with female reproductive organs.
That's what we're doing.
So,
yes. And anyway, I don't know if you saw this too. We did. We have a bill working through. I don't know where it's at. I hadn't kept up with it. We're going to do chemical castration for pedophiles. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah. So we hate men too. I'm just kidding. That's a joke, by the way. I mean, we don't hate anybody, really. I don't know. So, and I'd just like to point out that the abortion bill is not in effect yet. So, just so everybody knows, to clear that up.
Also, the whole point of this, and I don't want to get political, but immediately there was the all the stories about the lawsuits and how this is going to go to court. I think that's the point.
That was absolutely the point. Like, did nobody realize that?
This bill is unconstitutional. The way the Supreme Court has ruled, it is absolutely unconstitutional.
Yes.
The reason that all these states are doing this is because they want to get this before the Supreme Court to hopefully overturn it. Now, I don't know if they will or not.
Or at least get them to define when life begins. I think that's really the biggest goal of all of it. So we
I mean,
have some
again,
sort of concrete rule. Like,
we'll just see how this it turns out in the wash. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well,
again, I'm a artificial womb guy.
Yeah,
I think that's the future.
I don't like killing of any kind. Like I've said, no death penalty. I don't want any killing. Let's all just be alive. You know? That's where I stand on everything. So, moving on to something that's completely different. From the great state of Louisiana, rip to Dr. John, who died, by the way, this week. A Louisiana principal resigns after being arrested at a strip club while on a field trip.
Okay.
Holy Family principal Michael Como, which Holy Family sounds like a Catholic school to me.
I believe it is a Catholic school, if I'm not mistaken.
Was arrested Thursday in Washington, D.C. at a strip club.
Oh, man.
According to a police report, officers responded to Archibald's Gentlemen's Club, sounds like a classy place, in Washington, D.C. for an intoxicated man refusing to pay his bill. Let me just say, if you get intoxicated in the strip club, you have a huge bill because they overprice their drinks. I mean, I haven't been to one recently, but they really overprice them.
From what I hear, people aren't going there for the drinks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah,
once you're there, they're going to take advantage.
Como allegedly was observed standing in the roadway, refusing to move, according to the police report. And it went on to say that officers asked Como multiple times to move out of the roadway, but he refused. Como was arrested for public intoxication and possession of an open container of alcohol, which he's from Louisiana. I mean, you can't hold that against him. Like, I don't think they even have an open container law in Louisiana.
Well, they do in D.C.
Numerous sources told 9 News investigators that Como had a service dog with him at the bar and strip club. That's like hunting over a baited field. You take a dog in a strip club with you, right? The Catholic school principal also worked as a part-time reserve police officer. Probably not going to be doing that anymore.
Oh, no.
And he resigned by text early Friday morning. Classy guy, by text. The Diocese of Baton Rouge released a statement about the incident Friday evening, saying they confirmed today that Michael Como, principal at Holy Family School in Port Allen, was arrested on May 30th while on a school-sponsored trip to Washington, D.C. The incident occurred when students on the trip were in their hotel rooms for the evening under supervision of other chaperones. Mr. Como had been the principal at Holy Family for 5 years, and prior to that, he had served in public education in the surrounding area, and that he submitted his resignation as principal, and an interim principal will be appointed. So Holy Family's 7th and 8th graders are on a field trip in Washington, D.C., and that's what he was going along with the school for.
Man.
So he just decided, hey, everybody's bedded down in their rooms, I'm just going to slip out, have a few drinks down here at Archibald's Gentleman Club with my service dog, and had a little too much. And he's like, man, I can't put this on the debit card. I can't put $400 on a debit card. My wife's going to see that. I just can't pay. You
talk about turning a complete 180 in one night.
Yeah.
You lose your job as principal. You can't be reserve, beat
Police.
cop no more.
Right.
Golly.
Reserve.
One night.
Yeah, one night.
Man.
One night. But I bet you had a good time up until all that went down.
Part of me hopes he did because, I want to ask him. I want to phone him right now on the show and say, was it worth it?
Yeah, was it worth it? He may say absolutely. He might. Or he'd be like, hey, they jacked up my bill. I only had 2 beers and 5
but
VIP
dude, the
room
situation
trips.
you're in,
yeah,
you can't afford not to just pay the bill and go away quietly.
Yeah, you just gotta, you gotta take that. And when your wife asks you, like, what's this charge for Archibald's Gentleman Club? You go, I think somebody stole my debit card.
But let's not cancel it because he probably won't use it again.
Yeah, he's not going to use it again. It's fine. I don't even have to go through the hassle with that. Let's see if another charge comes up. You know. But yeah, I want to know.
Maybe in that situation, you just you don't get arrested. You pay your tab.
Right.
And maybe you ask the bartender, how do you sleep at night on your way out or something, you know?
Right. You're just like,
and then you go straight home and you call your wife and you tell her what you did and how bad you feel.
No, you just tell her you love her and you'll see her when you get back from the trip. That's how you handle that.
But she's going to find out.
Yeah.
You need to get in front of it.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to be good. You don't want to have that conversation over the phone, But I just want to say that this guy and Mike Price, former brief Alabama football coach, should get together and do like a buddy cop TV show,
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we had a football coach for about 3 months here.
Yes.
By the name of Mike Price. We hired him from Washington State, which is in the middle of nowhere, Pullman, Washington. He did not realize that if you're the football coach at Alabama, you're the most well-known person in this state and one of the most well-known people in the entire Southeast.
Yeah. You're better known than the governor.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
At least before this latest bill that was signed.
True. And he went to a strip club and brought home a stripper to his hotel room. And the next morning,
and then who knows if it's true or not? But said stripper sells the story to Sports Illustrated.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody across the nation gets to read about the evening you had.
Yeah, and very intimate evening. At which point, it's alleged that Mike Price said, "Oh, it's rolling, baby," or something like that.
Yes.
And then the next day, he leaves to go play in the SEC coaches golf tournament and leaves the stripper in the room, who then orders all kind of room service to the room, which is being paid for by Alabama.
Yeah.
And we have to fire him as a coach.
Right.
And then we hire Mike Shula. which leads us to Nick Saban. So really, thank you, Mike Price and Destiny the stripper. Her name was Destiny, by the way. And she looked like, you can Google her picture, she looked like the lead singer of Twisted Sister. Like, absolutely like her. So I was saying, principal, you're not the only one who has fallen prey to an incident at a strip club, and you probably won't be the last. There are reasons there are so many and they're popular, and it's because guys are dumb. Just simply put, we're dumb.
Oh man. Well, this next story is it's going to be my last one. All right, we're going to finish up on something a little lighthearted.
That wasn't lighthearted.
Have you ever used Uber Eats?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what it is. Is it Uber, but they bring you your food instead of drive you somewhere?
Yeah, it's like a Crimson to Go or Waiter,
Can anybody be an Uber Eats driver?
As I assume if you apply and they check off on you. I don't know what goes into being a driver.
Well, anyway, there are, a bunch of people who are using it, and I see the little stickers in restaurants all the time.
Yes.
But they recently they released what they called a cravings report.
Oh.
And they talked about some of their strangest requests, because apparently when you go and you make an order, you can write something down in the special request box.
Right.
Want some ranch dressing with your milkshake? You ask Uber Eats. Believe it or not, that was a real request, but it wasn't an isolated case of quirkiness. Uber Eats has collected the most popular and the weirdest delivery request it received this year, from asking the delivery person to sing Africa by Toto when they came knocking, to sending all the sandwich parts separately so the person on the other end could assemble their own sandwich.
I kind of identify with that.
The company published the results in its first ever cravings report on Wednesday. At Uber Eats, we're all about getting your order right, whether that means a side of ranch with your milkshake or ultra spicy scrambled eggs, said Janelle Salnavave, head of Uber Eats North America, in an email. The top 10 most popular requests in the U.S. are mostly as expected, from one end of the spectrum with holding the onions, tomatoes, or cheese to laying it on thick with extra sauce, cheese, or spice. And ranch, Uber eaters seem to love ranch dressing.
Oh, yeah. Ranch is
popular.
It's very popular these days. So basic, by the way.
Sometimes the combos requested did get a little odd. A shake with a side of ranch, mushrooms and ketchup, apples and mustard, tilapia and cheese, for example.
Okay.
While most of us probably lean towards the minimal and mundane when adding our request in the instruction field when we order food, some just say it with more flair. Here are some highlights of the report. Some user responses were edited slightly for readability.
Oh.
Okay. Number 1, asking the driver to take some time to do things we never... Okay, I'm going to back up. All right, number 1, this is my boyfriend's Valentine's gift. It would be amazing if you could play Africa by Toto when you deliver the donuts. You don't have to play the whole thing, really just the chorus. So...
Okay.
Number 2, this is unique, but I like to dip my sandwiches very heavily in ranch and honey mustard. Very, very, very heavily. I just live for sauce. I hate dry food. Can I please have 6 dipping sides of ranch and 6 dipping sides of honey mustard each for my sandwich?
Wow. That's a little much.
I mean...
I feel like he's storing some up for later.
Maybe.
You're not fooling me, buddy. I've been in a restaurant business.
Number 3, please send all sandwich parts separately. I will put it together myself. So this is the deconstructed sandwich.
So I understand that one a little bit.
All right. Number 4, we like our food extremely spicy. Got a $20 tip for anyone if you make the spaghetti and lasagna spicy as poop.
Okay.
And say it when you deliver the food. So I know it's real. Thanks, guys. All right. Number 5, please also send 13 containers of ranch dressing.
Golly. So like a ramekin of ranch is 2 ounces, like a normal ramekin. So
explain what a ramekin is.
Like the little cup it comes in?
That is the name of the cup.
Yeah, like the sausage you used to get when you come to my place?
Yeah,
Those are in ramekins.
I did not know that.
They were plastic. We called them portion cups, too.
Okay.
Yeah, ramekins the restaurant term.
All right.
Yeah, the 2 ounces. Yeah, that's a lot of ranch.
A lot of ranch.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. Can you leave instructions for me instead? Do you recommend closing both eyes with each bite and daydreaming about beach parties in Goa? Number 7. Bacon extra, extra, extra crispy. If you try to bend the bacon and it breaks, then it is perfect. Just short of burned is another good way to describe it. Thank you in advance for your attention to detail regarding the cooking of bacon. It is the most important part of the meal, so please take the request seriously.
Okay.
Can an Uber Eats driver?
I was going to say, he's just a
He's
driver,
not
right?
cooking your bacon, is he?
Well, I used a separate, not to derail the story, a separate delivery service to go along with our delivery service. It could go to places that we were outside of our area.
Right.
And the way the orders came in through them, it would have special instructions, no tomatoes or whatever.
Okay.
So I imagine this is it, but Uber just collects all of it because it goes through their
Right.
app. But yeah,
I
the
got
driver's not going back in the kitchen and,
No.
and putting bacon on the griddle or whatever.
Well, anyway, number 8, your tacos are so good. Returning customer, can you please add the spiciest hot sauce you have on it? I like it spicy, so don't be afraid to add it. Is it the green spice salsa? Thank you. Oh, and P.S., if you have a piece of a lime, you can add on the side.
Okay.
So this person likes
Smells really spicy.
and a wedge of lime,
Yeah,
apparently.
and a little bit of lime.
All right. Number 9, extra noodles, extra noodles, extra noodles, extra noodles, extra noodles, extra noodles.
Okay, that's it?
That's it.
If I owned that restaurant, I would call that person and be like, now, do you want extra noodles? Just trying to clarify.
Yes. And number 10, please let the protein gods bestow my platter with as much meat as possible, heaps and heaps like the mountains of the Himalayas, and through the valleys and streams, an extra scoop of rice to nurture the young landscape. Okay, I'll keep it straight. I need as much meat and rice on this plate as possible. So,
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, having
those are the 10 most
Right.
interesting special instructions for Uber Eats.
been in the business, you do get some pretty interesting requests. So,
What was, did you have any interesting requests?
well, we had the option where people could tell us just what they wanted on a sandwich.
Right.
And we got a lot of let me get, lettuce, chicken, tomatoes, raisins, cranberries, wing sauce. It's just like stuff that you're
Yeah.
like, hey, that shouldn't go together.
Right.
Like just because you like wing sauce and you like raisins, doesn't mean you need to eat them together.
Right.
That stuff kind of bothered me. I did have a delivery order one time that came in was through our internet service. It was you could order off our website, where a girl asked me to draw a lion inside the wrapper of her thing, which I did.
Yeah.
And I believe I drew a few pictures for Eli.
Yeah, I was about to
before,
say,
too.
you used to draw lions in
Yeah.
Eli's cheese roll.
Yeah, and I drew all kind of stuff. So I drew that for that girl. And she never even called back and said thank you or anything,
Yeah.
Bothered me. She lived at University Downs, by the way. I remembered it because I delivered it to her too. So, yeah. I thought it was going to be really cool.
Did you ever draw anything naughty?
No,
Which
I mean, I owned Deidre's a few times, But I mean, you get a foot long sandwich every once in a while. You just got to play around. But never really drew anything naughty. Never really had anything naughty happen like on a delivery. Like you hear.
I know life is not as exciting as they
right.
make it seem.
As you read in the Penthouse
TV.
Forum or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the closest I ever have is just like people being like, hey, man, you want to smoke this joint with us or whatever, And that was about it,
Right.
Which, of course, at the time, I was like, that's great, all right.
I'm still getting a tip, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, the best tippers. All right, I'll tell you this. All right, the hierarchy of tippers. The best tippers on delivery are stone college kids.
Okay.
They'll give you all kind of money.
Because they're spending their parents' money.
Yeah, right, I guess. And it doesn't even if they're broke ones, like living in the crappy apartments, they're still giving you a good tip.
Awesome.
Next were sorority girls. They always tipped really well. Then I would say after that were probably office workers would do pretty good in general, unless it was a doctor's office or at the hospital where the nurse who ordered or doctor couldn't sign the card, and so then the person would like sign it for them, and they're like, "Ooh, I don't know if I should put a tip or not." And I wanted to be like, "Hey, man, it ain't your money. Put $5 on there."
Yes.
The worst tippers of all. I'm gonna call them out right here on this podcast. Was Canat Veterinary Clinic, which used to be on Rice Valley Road on the corner of Rice Valley and Watermelon Road. They now are in Foster's, Alabama. Never once tipped the entire time I delivered there, ever, no matter how nice it was.
Not at all.
Multiple orders, 5, 6 orders for everybody in the office. No one ever tipped at all. If you're listening to this,
you're the reason there's not a roly-poly anymore.
Yeah, right. Well, it's not even that. It's like if you're listening to this and you work there or have worked there and ordered from Roly Poly and didn't tip me, you're a horrible person. I just want to let you know. Because my drivers kept the tip, but I've drove too, everybody would deliver. It was no big deal. But you just didn't tip, and I don't like you about. And I've seriously considered one time just drafting a letter just to be like, hey, just a heads up, because you guys may not understand how the system works here, but you basically picked up a phone and then I arrived at your location with your food. I've done all the work here. Yeah. I've invested gas and wear and tear on my car. Maybe you should just give me a couple of bucks, just a couple of bucks. And they wouldn't. And then, of course, the grumpiest crowd of any crowd is the Sunday after church crowd.
Right.
But, they've already spent their morning, giving time to God. They got to hurry up and get home, so they're in like such a hurry and all that.
Yeah.
So, anyways. But yeah, so Canat Veterinary, I haven't forgotten about you, and I never will, because you guys are no good.
Okay. Well, you got any other problems?
I don't have any problems, but I got some problems that were sent to me from a listener.
I got 99 problems.
Heard you had problems.
Houston, we've had a problem.
More money, more problems.
This is from Kimmy. Kimmy is a officer, I guess, at Area 69. What area is it? I get my areas messed up. Yeah,
that's it.
Area 69. Okay. So she said, here's a list of problems, which, by the way, Kimmy, when you DM the Instagram account, it's me, John, you're interacting with, just so you know. That's why I'm not always so prompt to respond. Here's a list of problems. Number 1, stupid people. I wholeheartedly agree.
Okay.
Number 2, stupid people's dogs running loose in the neighborhood. Okay.
Oh, man.
That can be bad.
That's a lot of that down here in Alabama.
Yeah, we just got yard dogs. You just wake up and there's a pack of dogs in your yard hanging out. You're just like, oh, well, whatever. Number 3, stupid people who don't drive the speed limit. 20 and a 40 is a crime against humanity.
Hey, we can do 70 and 65 though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Fingers crossed.
Number 4, stupid people walking in the middle of the road, not paying attention, and the knowledge of mowing them down really isn't worth 1,000 points. So,
okay.
Anyways, then she ends it.
Why do people do that? By the way, walk down the middle of the road.
I have no idea. Or the people who like at the Walmart parking lot, like you stop and let them walk across, and then they just like take their time and saunter. That bothers me. I'm like, hey, let's put a little pep in your step here. I'm waiting. But then she ends with, love you guys. I pray for y'all every day. Amazing. By the way, I need all the prayers you can get. Any prayers of atonement you can give on my behalf would be really great too. Yeah. And, but thank you so much, Kimmy. We appreciate it. Hope everything's safe out in Area 69 in Oklahoma.
Excellent.
So,
all right.
And you have a list.
Yeah, I do have a list. I was wondering if I wanted to save it, and I guess I'll just go ahead.
Well, it doesn't matter if you want to save it, save it.
Well, I mean,
I'm right here for our listeners, though. If you DM our account in 3-4 days, I'll read it and try to get it on the air.
All right. This list comes from Wiltz Couture.
Oh, listener number 1.
I was about to say, Earth Oddite Supreme.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Couture. And this is just his morning commute, by the way.
That's what I said. I knew you would have a lot.
Here we go. All right, number 1. People who let more than one person in at a time. It's like a zipper, folks, one at a time.
Zipper merging. Yeah, exactly.
All right, number 2. People breaking their neck to get around me, and then they go slower than I was going.
I agree with that.
So that's aggravating.
Happens to me all the time.
All right, number 3. Breakfast while driving in a bowl with a spoon. Are you serious?
Oh, look, I like my Lucky Charms. Okay.
Sometimes I don't have enough time to
That's
get
right.
them all
Can't get them
down
all in. I woke up a little late.
Oh, man. Number 4, makeup while driving. Seriously, honey, it wasn't helping you that much.
Okay, listen, my lips need to pop when I get to the office, all right?
Hey, he's talking about, the ratio of risk versus reward.
Right. Well, I'm saying
And
my
the
lips...
makeup, your reward is not there as much risk as your...
My lips need to look good when I get to the office, okay? If I've just polished off a bowl of Lucky Charms, I'm putting on lipstick.
All right. Let's see, number 5, wipers on high in barely a mist.
I agree with that. I don't understand those people either.
His anxiety wipers.
Yeah, that's
My
perfect.
wife is one of these, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she wants those
Dieter's like
wipers
that.
on high.
She's not like on high, but she's never happy with the speed I have them on. She's always
Right.
like, "Are you going to turn the wipers on?" And I'm like,
Tara
"They're
says
coming."
the same thing,
Yeah.
and I'm always like, I have good eyes. I have perfect 20/20 vision. If you would go to the eye doctor, like I've been trying to get you to for the last 15 years we've been married, then
Look, I'm just like, look, baby, they're
Maybe you can
coming.
see.
Just wait. Just wait on it. They'll be here in just a second. Let's be patient.
the anticipation.
Yeah. Well, you can't rush the wipers.
All right, number 6, stopping for that yellow light when you know we both could have made it.
I'm a yellow light stopper sometimes, I will admit.
All right, number 7, left lane cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, those super bright white headlights, especially on trucks jacked up to
Yes.
overcompensating heights.
What is up with these lights?
Yes.
Why are they so bright? I mean, I realize part of it is, like he says, is we're living in the South, so there's a lot of jacked up trucks.
I think it's so you can spotlight deer without getting in trouble.
Maybe so. But yeah, I was like, what is going on? Like, what kind of super lights do y'all have?
All right, number 9, those who think the price of their car entitles them to the ownership of the road.
Okay, very true.
Good point.
I've made the point that Audi drivers will never let you out of traffic. Ever. Ever. I've never met one that will.
And number 10, people who don't appreciate the pure happiness that is pineapple pizza. They are likely the same people who don't know how to use their left turn signal. So,
Okay. All right. The pineapple pizza comes back at us again.
yes.
I want to make my point I made to you the other day. I don't know that it's appropriate, but out of all the things I've said on this podcast, including making a joke about a guy using his dead wife as a cup holder, pineapple pizza lives on as the number one most
It's the most
controversial
controversial thing. You'd think we'd have passed like an abortion ban or something.
Yes. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. But it still sucks. So, I mean, just straight up.
I mean, if you want your pizza mushy, then
Yeah, I mean,
just go ahead, but you're doing it wrong.
and I love when they act like they have some sort of sophisticated palate, like, oh, you guys can't understand the pure pleasure of the sweetness versus the salty. And I'm just like, even Gordon Ramsay hates it.
Yes.
Like, you're on the wrong side of this argument. So.
And that dude's in league with the devil. He should know.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyways, thanks, Wiltz. By the
Yes.
way, Wiltz is an awesome guy. Hosts a show on Mississippi Public Radio, Everyday Tech.
Absolutely.
And which is also goes and does it gets spun into a podcast
Yes.
too. So check it out. He's got a really good, really informative show for all you techie nerds out
Mm-hmm.
there, and you're like cell phones on your belts and stuff that you guys have.
And I'll say they've had some really interesting shows here lately.
Oh yeah, I
'Cause
hadn't caught one in a while.
Well, I was gonna say I kind of fell off the wagon for a while, but they talked about the computer that was like full of malware that sold for like millions of dollars here a while
yeah,
back.
yeah.
They've had some good shows lately,
Awesome.
so
Cool.
Check them out
We're gonna be on again eventually.
at some point.
Yeah. Right, which for putting me on like the public broadcasting airwaves that's got to be scary. It's scary for me.
I don't know about you, but when I was on public radio, it was at that point I was like, okay, I've made it.
That's right. I've made it. The tax-funded radio.
All you other saps who don't have the golden pipes like I've got, y'all can just suck it because I've been on public radio.
Still all-time picture, too.
Yes.
All-time picture from that day. Please come to our Instagram, _Earth Oddity, and just scroll down and find the picture of me and Tiny from when we were on Mississippi Public Broadcasting.
Yeah.
And just look how small I am beside him.
John looks like a tiny little bitty cowering man.
Right.
Because I look like I ate the last co-host. He's next.
You're like Andre the Giant, and I'm like a kid asking for your autograph. You know?
Yes.
That's exactly what it looks like. It's amazing. So everyone should check that out.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's move on to community news
Let's
here.
sell some spice.
Yeah. All right, we want to thank our sponsor, world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, for their support. Check them out at CajunCurl.com. You can order their spice there and the Cajun Curl cutter for potatoes, all on their website, CajunCurl.com. Created on the Elm Bayou in Evangeline Parish, Louisiana, it's a seasoning that goes on everything. If you like cooking or eating, this is the spice for you. Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice goes well with chicken, beef, pork, potatoes, and anything else you can think of putting it on outside of pineapple pizza. The spiral potato cutter is absolutely amazing. It's easy to use, easy to clean, and will allow you to make your own chips using the Cajun Curl spice. If you want to turn your next field trip up a notch when you go to the strip club, whip up a batch of homemade potato chips and take them with you. You don't have to pay your bill. You just lay them a bag of potato chips there, put the Cajun Curl spice on it, and it's going to be great. On their website, which is CajunCurl.com, you can not only order the original Bayou Blended Spice, but the Cajun Curl chip cutter as well. And you can find recipes there that are mind-blowing. You also just throw this in here for everyone who's listening. Follow their Facebook page because a lot of cool stuff gets put up in there too. You can locate your nearest retailer on their website, or you can order your own. And if your local grocer doesn't carry Cajun Curl, ask them to start stocking it now. Here locally, it's available at Vowell's Fresh Market on Skyland Boulevard, Mark's Mart in Northport, South's Finest Meats over in Tuscaloosa, and Piggly Wiggly in Northport. All of their products are made in the USA, so not only do you enjoy the taste of Cajun Curl, but you also feel patriotic while you enjoy your meal. It's all natural, it's low salt, and it has a little kick, but it doesn't burn your lips. World famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Taste the spice, but not the heat. Check them out on CajunCurl.com and use our promo code EOP10, that's the number 10, to get a 10% discount.
Because we ask that you use spice, but we don't ask you to pay full price.
Yep.
All right, we don't have any new reviews of any kind this week, and we don't have any letters to read. Sometimes we have letters from our audience.
That's right.
You got a double dose of problems this week. So
True.
And it's like super hot in here because someone didn't turn on the air.
Right. I would just like I just want to say that Tiny here has sacrificed and came out to meet my schedule. We're here. It's 11 o'clock at night. We're recording a podcast for you guys. Just want to thank Tiny for his service to the podcast industry. For coming out and doing this because my daughter had to be in Aladdin Jr. and I had to go watch her because I don't want her to end up stripping when she gets older. And I try to pay attention to her. So I want to say thanks to Tiny. He does all the work on the podcast. I show up and talk and tell horrible jokes. But he does everything else, and he is willing to get out and do it tonight because we can't do it tomorrow when we normally record because I'm taking my other kid to summer camp. So
And next week's going to be crazy because I got VBS
yeah.
every day, and then I've got
Father's
work
Day
every afternoon from 3 to 11 next week. So.
True. Father's Day's coming up Sunday,
That's right.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good Father's Day gift. So y'all leave us alone and let us record a podcast. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Father's Day is like the lamest of all holidays to me. So I'm not a fan of Father's Day. I don't need recognition for being a father.
You don't need a pat on the back.
That's right. I
Like your
don't.
wife does.
Well, as a whole, don't get me started on that. Which, by the way, if you notice, they like advertise Mother's Day for like a month before Mother's Day. You'll only see Father's Day ads starting this week, and it'll be like, get him a tool or something to grill with, and that's about it. And then they're talking about like, get your mom her heritage diamond from the jewelry store and all that. Which I get it, moms do a lot, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
And in general, on Sunday when you come to church on Father's Day, I mean, you basically get blessed out for an hour during the sermon because you're not doing your job. Our society's failing because fathers aren't doing your job.
I feel like we get the same sermon we get on Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah?
About, hey, women, these women need help. You need to man up and do your job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, these women are doing everything around here. They need y'all's help. And then on Father's Day, it's like, hey, you guys need to do your job. Society's
Remember a month ago when I said you needed to do your job?
Yeah.
Well, you still need to do your job.
Yeah, that's just how it is. That's just what being a dad is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they don't bring up that I went to like 2 showings of my daughter's play and all that and take my kids to summer camp. Well, whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to get on a rant. I'll say that for next week's problems. I'll just rant about Father's Day. But I don't need a gift, or anything. So if you were out there thinking of getting me a gift, you don't have to.
You would think that, if there was a store that was going to have like a Father's Day sale that could maybe use this, you think it might be Victoria's Secret,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, which I learned a long time ago, don't buy my wife any type of like lingerie or anything like that because none of it fits right. And
isn't that the point?
Yeah, I'm just like, well, at first, there's all kind of like buttons and snaps that I'm not used to. Like I got my routine down and I can't be mixing it all up. Like just getting your work t-shirt. And let's start out like normal. I mean that's fine with me. Yeah, we'll do it after I take the trash out. So,
and wash your hands.
Yeah, well, of course. Sanitary. Goodness. Let's see if we can get a little game of butts up going tonight.
Well, anyway, so John can get out of here.
That's right. I got big plans.
You have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast, and we thank you so much for listening to us no matter where you get us. Whether you get us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify, we're on them all.
They're everywhere.
If you would like to write into the show, and we don't know why you wouldn't, you can get us at earthoddity@planetmail.net.
Write us.
You can tweet at us. We are _EarthOddity on Twitter.
Tweet us.
Do you like pictures? Sometimes we post pictures.
Sometimes.
You can look at them. _EarthOddity on Instagram.
Yeah, we better follow us somewhere. Unfollow you.
And if all else fails, you can call us.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can leave a voicemail message.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely call us. And the number is 662-493-2059. For everybody in the back, that's 662-493-2059. Call us.
Yeah.
Tell us something.
We hope everyone out there has an excellent week. Earth Oddity for the Fringe Radio Network signing off.
Love y'all.
And also, leave us a review.
I already said love y'all. You can't talk anymore.
I was going to say, we need some pats on the back, so leave us a review.
Yeah, leave us a review. Tell everybody about us, too.
Bye.
Love y'all.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.